Crap. That's not what I wanted. Oh, there we go. Sorry, guys. I'm still getting this set up right now. Bear with me for a second, please. Welcome, everybody. While we're waiting on this press conference to start, I think I'm gonna read some like just Twitter posts and stuff here in just a minute. What was that? Go to that one. Oh man, I got to do tags and everything. Jeez. I have no idea what the. Oh wait, maybe that's people coming. So yeah, I started using Streamlabs, guys. Let me see. Let me make sure everything is working here. Looks like it is. I can't see chat right at the moment, so bear with me. Hey, Mark White is now following. Nice. Hey, Mark, welcome. Yeah, I'm using Streamlabs. I don't know. I haven't changed any of the graphics or anything yet, so I'm still working on that, guys. Oh man, look at all these people now following. I love it. Oh, geez. Okay, welcome, everybody. We're waiting on this to start. I'm going to read some Twitter here in just a minute. Just getting the stream set up. I just started using Streamlabs today for the first time, so bear with me. Alright, that'll probably do for right now. Doing keywords and stuff here, guys. Sorry. None of that was set up or ready to go. I thought I could do all that through Streamlabs. Okay, so we are waiting for Kayleigh McEnany to come out here to do a press conference. They usually are late. You know what else I just noticed? I'm using one of these themes. You can see there's a little graphic here around me. And if you notice here, it's like a hammer and sickle. Well, it's not a hammer and sickle. It's like a hammer and anvil. But it's too close. I didn't notice that before, so I'm definitely gonna have to change that. Okay, let's see here. Let's just start going down Twitter here and just seeing the insane crap that the media is putting out now that we're, you know, done with the DNC convention. Welcome everybody who's new. There seems to be a lot of new people showing up, so welcome to all you guys. Joe Biden made the case for husband Joe Biden with a speech that was both personal and political. How do you make a And see, this is typical from the media. Everything's promotional when it concerns Democrats or Joe Biden right now. That's why I titled the stream what I did. You know, the Biden campaign media, because that's what they are. I mean, you go down. I follow all of them on Twitter. I follow all the pundits that are on the networks, and I'm telling you, it's all promotional. There's never a critical word of scrutiny ever from about anything having to do with Democrats. Skip Palmer, welcome here. Let me look at the chat here real quick, guys. I don't have the chat up. That is it. There we go. Yeah, I got a kind of a different setup than usual going on right now, guys. I'm still getting used to it here. Follow all of them on Whoa. And welcome to everybody that's on Facebook on my Dronetek Politics page, which I've never been able to stream to before, but I now can. No, right, I'll fix that. I apologize. As I was just saying, I just started using this, and I'm not sure. There's probably some way I can stop that sound. Let me see here real quick. Last follower. There's a sound associated with it. I don't see how to turn that off. Well, maybe that'll turn that off. Okay, I think I turned off the notifications for that. Oh, nope. Oh my goodness, hold on. Alert box. Oh, here we go. Well, I see. Let's see. Turn that off. Yeah, if anybody knows anything about Streamlabs, can tell me how to turn that off. I'm not exactly sure. Oh, wait, maybe that's it. Maybe that'll do it. All right, anyway. Ryder Dust is not. I'm just figuring out how to use this Streamlabs. This is my first shot at it right now, so I'll work the bugs out. I promise. That's annoying the crap out of me too. I think I stopped it. First time catching you live. Caught you a couple times midstream from Ron Burtka. Hey, or Burtka. Hey man, welcome. No, I don't. I really was annoyed by that as well, guys. Sorry about that. I think I got it. I think it's turned off. So anyway, going back to what I was going to do here until we see the press conference start. Just kind of read through tweets. I waste too much time on Twitter just raging at these people and these. You know, I tweet to Tapper and all these guys. Brian Stelter, who has responded to me before. But I waste so much time. It's like, man, I should do this on a stream, and it's more entertaining. Maybe I might as well get content out of it, right? Let's see. Okay, sorry. I gotta get the air turned off. It's gonna mess. Up. Okay. PepsiCo hires. Oh yeah, speaking of Pepsi, you see I'm drinking Coke right now. I refuse to drink Pepsi now since they are now part of the Red Revolution apparently. Let's see here. Who we got? Frank Groves, Reuters, UK inflation see surprise jump in July. I don't care about that. And see here, my video today is about this, so I don't want to talk too much about it because I want you guys to see it today at 5. I'll have a video about this. But Goodyear basically putting out training saying that if you support Black Lives Matter and LGBT groups and which are of course not political, that's fine. But any kind of expression of, you know, all lives matter, blue lives matter, you know, MAG, anything like that, you can't do that. That's not allowed. And this. And they describe this as inclusive and that they're uniting people. It's just, this is Orwellian speak is just spreading where they're doing exactly the opposite of what they say they're doing. And it's obvious. So it's like gaslighting. Like, we're doing this for equality. What? Like, you're basically saying that left-wing politics, that's good to go. But anybody who might be in opposition to that, you can't express it. And this is equality. But catch my video on that tonight. Let's see here. What do we got? I'm gonna check the comments here real quick. I'll give you a couple links on Discord. Just give me a second. Oh, thanks, Caleb. Twitter itself is a waste. Yeah, Ron, you're absolutely right, but I must use it for the purposes of this channel. And just because, for me, it's the only way. You know, I can make these videos, but I can also go out on Twitter and post on these media posts. And sometimes I get pretty big, not too big. I've got like maybe 200 likes and, you know, 100 retweets or something like that. But at least I'm getting through to some people. And like I said, I have been responded to by Brian Stelter, I think twice now. So they see it. And so that's my most direct way of getting to these people. And you know, anytime they put out, oh man, it's back. Sorry guys, I will do something about it. Don't unsub me because of that. Hold on, let me see here. Alert box. Maybe I just need to get rid of the alert box. Let's do that. So I got rid of the alert box. Maybe that'll go away now. Anyway. Let's see here. VP arrives in where? Janesville. So, New York Post puts out a tweet. Portland beatdown victim posted an anti-George Floyd meme hours before assault. Oh, no. Well, then, he must have deserved that, then. I mean, oh my God. Can anybody out there imagine that? Like, so there's the Tea Party, and then some protester shows up who posted anti-Bush memes, and then he gets beat up. Would the media be out there saying, well, you know, he was posting anti-Bush memes? Of course not. This is... they're just, like, stoking the flames with this shit. Let's see here. Antifa smashed out windows. I'm not even gonna try to say that. Building in Portland tonight. Throw lit materials inside to set ground floor on fire. Wow. So peaceful. And see, I always love this too. They always post like, oh, Republicans try to attack Democrats, but it falls flat. Oh yeah, because you said it fell flat, then it must have. And that's how it always is. I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but let's see. Man, of course, when I'm doing this by myself, it's like post after post after post, and of course, right now, I'm like struggling to find something here. Let's check out the chat here real quick. Oh, we're up to 73. Guys, stick around. We're waiting on this to get started. Should be getting going here soon. Yeah, Laura Loomer won her primary battle. Very nice. That's pretty, you know that they're going to go after her. They're going to go after her as a nut, as a conspiracy theorist. But, and you know, I don't agree with everything she says, but to discount her as a conspiracy theorist, to me, is just dishonest because, as we've watched for the last 4 years, the media and Democrats are no strangers to conspiracy theories. I mean, I always like to remind people, go back to the Bush election. It was the same thing. It was a conspiracy theory. Oh, he stole the election. And then when he won in 2004, they did the same crap. So it's like I tell people, the only legitimate election in the eyes of the media and the Democrats is an election won by Democrats. The only legitimate protest is one serving Democrat Party interests. The only legitimate scandal is one involving their political opposition. So there's a pattern here. The only time that they make mistakes, you know, like the big tech platforms, when they censor somebody, it's always a right-wing person. It's the accident or the mistake is always towards that. Same thing with the media. You know, anytime I need to trim my beard, it's really bugging me. Sorry, guys. But yeah, you all know how it is. Reagan Battalion. If you guys are on Twitter, you should follow them. They're a pretty good channel. I'm excited for Loomer. Yeah, me too, Angie. Hello from Scotland. What's up, Bat? I have a lot of friends from that area that used to play Battlefield 2 with. Russian bot. Peaceful protesters, joggers carrying bricks of peace and Antifa aren't violent. Yeah, it's like everything's whatever they say, you could just assume it's the opposite, honestly. It just turns out that way so often. Man, where are all... I swear, this morning I was on Twitter and it was just nonstop, you know, gushing over the DNC convention last night and the night before. Of course, nothing now that I can find. Maybe they just started pulling them all down, or I don't know. They were getting ratioed on a lot of them. Let's see here. What do we got? The press conference is live. Yeah, I got it right here. Oh, wait, crap. Shit.
What is the president's position on selling those high-end aircraft to the Emiratis at this point? And would that require congressional changes to remove the qualitative military edge that is guaranteed to Israel at this moment?
So So we don't confirm or comment on proposed defense sales or transfers until they are formally notified to Congress. To circle back on your first point, too, about post office funding, I did want to highlight a piece that was written by Ruth Goldway, who's a retired chairwoman and commissioner of the U.S. Postal Regulatory Commission. I believe it was in the New York Times. And she said, quote, that the post office has access to about $25 billion in cash. Its own forecasts predict that it will have enough money to operate into 2021. So this notion that there's this emergency for which Nancy Pelosi needs to rush back to Capitol Hill to solve is a farce. It is false. The real thing that's happening here is Nancy Pelosi is feeling pressure from her members, from her constituents, because she's not delivered relief for the American people, and President Trump has. Yes, Paula.
Thank you, Kayleigh. Today, the president encouraged Americans not to buy Goodyear tires, suggesting that they had a ban on MAGA hats, but it appears that their policy is just a ban on political speech. It's pretty common for most companies. So why is the president retaliating against a private company for their dress code and potentially jeopardizing American jobs?
So Goodyear needs to come out and clarify their policy. There was an image.
It's a statement.
They failed to clarify. Yes, I did see their statement, which still failed to clarify their policy. What happened is there was an image that was put out that showed that certain speech was acceptable, Black Lives Matter insignia, for instance, but what was not allowed was Blue Lives Matter. What was not allowed was MAGA hats. What was clearly targeted was a certain ideology. They have not denied that that image was presented at one of their facilities, and they need to come out.
Racial equality, racial justice, that is okay, but not political speech. That's pretty standard across the board right now. That's not that unusual. Did the president even reach out to Goodyear before he tweeted?
They came out and said equity issues. As far as I'm concerned, Blue Lives Matter is an equity issue. There have been police officers across this country that have been targeted because they wear the badge. Look no further than Dallas, where 5 police officers died. So Black Lives Matter, an organization who's in their DC branch said Black Lives Matter means defund the police. One of their presidents in New York said we will burn down the system. We all remember in 2015 the yelling of pigs in a blanket, fry 'em like bacon at a Black Lives Matter rally. That speech is allowed, but Blue Lives Matter is not allowed. And I will stand at this podium and say Blue Lives Matter is an equity issue, and Goodyear needs to come out and acknowledge that. Yes. Well, so let me just address that. The reason he called for the boycott was over MAGA. MAGA is pretty much unanimous with Blue Lives Matter these days, if you've seen the endorsements. Yes.
Hi, Kayleigh. Does the White House support rolling back those existing operational changes that Louis DeJoy has done at the Postal Service, like those mail sorting machines? He said he would pause the operational changes going forward, but do you guys support rolling back the ones that have already affected mail delivery?
So the president made his position clear on this yesterday, and it is making the post office solvent via Amazon, package rates being raised. It's important to note how this works. So for letters, magazines, catalogs, the post office can only raise prices by the rate of inflation, whereas with packages and commercial freight, like Amazon, they can raise those competitive prices. And the Postmaster General Louis DeJoy has proposed doing just that because we don't believe that Amazon should be able to push expensive packages to the post office and burden them further when they've already had issues with funding and push it there, but yet take advantage of the cheaper shipping. It's a business model that works for Amazon, but it's not one that works for the American people, and clearly not one that works for the post office.
What about the specific operational changes?
The president's made clear that Amazon, he thinks that's the best way to go, and I'll let him answer any further on that. Yes.
Thanks, Kayleigh. The president last night congratulated Laura Loomer for her primary win in Florida. He's also backed Marjorie Taylor Greene in Georgia. Both women have expressed anti-Muslim sentiments. Does the president endorse their views of Muslims, and does he believe that those views belong in Congress?
Well, the president routinely congratulates people who officially get the Republican nomination for Congress, so he does that as a matter of course. He hasn't done a deep dive into the statements by these 2 particular women. I don't know if he's even seen that, but he supports the Muslim community. He supports the community of faith more broadly in this country. Yes.
Thank you, Katie. The president said that cost has been a consideration in selecting the White House as the location for his acceptance speech on next week. And I'm wondering if cost, in terms of keeping costs down for security purposes, is a consideration when he's selecting when to travel to his homes in Florida and New Jersey.
Look, the president made clear that he wants to look at cost with regard to the convention. He always tries to, but the president is entitled at times to leave the White House, and he's done that just like every past president has. Yes.
Thank you, Kayleigh. Can you confirm that the U.S.-China trade deal phase 1 talks with Ambassador Lighthizer are still on track? And if so, do you have a date for those?
Yeah, so the trade representatives do speak, and the president has expressed his displeasure with China with regard to COVID and the pandemic. I don't have a date for any official talks, but it is safe to say, should they continue, it would be between the trade representatives. Yes. Yes.
Kayleigh, back to Goodyear for a second. Set the issue of the beast aside. When the president says don't buy Goodyear tires, get better tires for far less, is he imploring that to his supporters? Or is that the official policy of the U.S. federal government that the president is directing, saying, do not buy Goodyear tires going forward?
The president was talking to his supporters when he tweeted that in particular. And look, this president will never apologize for standing with law enforcement. He won't. He thinks it's unacceptable. If you can wear a Black Lives Matter hat, guess what? You should be able to wear a Blue Lives Matter one too, particularly when our police officers are targeted like they were in Dallas, particularly when David Dorn lost his life amid these riots. He will always stand against our police officers and Blue Lives Matter for some reason not being an equity issue, as Goodyear appears to maintain.
So for all the fleets out there that have Goodyear tires on them that inevitably need to be replaced, that is fine. Go ahead and purchase.
I haven't spoken to him about that in particular. You can ask him later in the 5 p.m. hour. Yes, good night.
Thank you, Kayleigh. As the White House continues to spearhead its vision and its victories for Middle East peace, what commitments does the White House hope to establish with the visit of the Prime Minister from Iraq tomorrow?
Yeah, so that visit, we're very much looking forward to that tomorrow. The president looks forward to welcoming Prime Minister Kadami to the White House. The U.S.-Iraq strategic partnership is based upon a common goal for a stable, secure, and prosperous Middle East, and Iraq is a key partner to the U.S. on a range of regional security issues, including the enduring defeat of ISIS. So all of those matters will be discussed tomorrow. Yes, John.
The president has been very bullish on the potential of convalescent plasma. And it appeared as though the FDA was poised to issue an emergency use authorization for convalescent plasma. But a number of the president's top advisors in the medical field, including Drs. Collins and Fauci, said, let's put a hold on the EUA. It's too early. We don't yet know about the true efficacy of convalescent plasma. Does the president agree with putting off the emergency use authorization, or is he of a different mind of it?
Yeah, so I haven't spoken to the president about that particular EUA. You can ask him that later this afternoon. But I did follow up with the FDA on a testing issue, and I wanted to look into the average time for our point of care test, because you all ask often about our point of care or more rapid test. And the average time for point of care test from submission to the FDA to decision for COVID-related rapid point of care test was 20 days. And by comparison, that for Ebola, flu, and strep point of care test was over 100 days. So this FDA, under this president, has managed to prove these rapid point of care tests that you all ask about at a rate 5 times faster than for Ebola, flu, and strep, which have taken more than 100 days on average. And just before I walked out here, Attorney General Barr announced some very good new news. Last week, of course, we learned that the suspected killer of Legend Taliaferro was charged, which was very encouraging to see. Operation Legend was, of course, named after Legend Taliaferro, the 4-year-old boy who was shot and killed in his bed. This has been going on for 6 weeks. There have been 1,000 federal agents from FBI, DEA, ATF, and U.S. Marshals working side by side with state and local authorities. Operation Legend is a very good example of cooperation in action, which is a sharp contrast to those who merely express empty sentiments or worse, hold blatant disregard for the unacceptable violence in our cities, of which many children have fallen victim to. The president cares. The president wants law and order restored. He wants peace in our streets. So this president took action. And today, the Attorney General can announce under the leadership of this president that federal agents have made over 1,000 arrests as part of Operation Legend. Many of these arrests are for violent violent state crimes, including 90 homicides. And as AG Barr notes, that means 90 killers would still be on the streets today without the law and order actions of President Trump. And as the mother of Legend Taliaferro said, she said, quote, my one and only child who fought through open heart surgery at 4 months is gone due to senseless gun violence. Children are supposed to be our future, and our 4-year-old son did not even make it to kindergarten. I stand here today as a mother fighting against violence for my son, Legend Taliaferro. My family and I support Operation Legend, and we strongly want our communities and everyone else behind us. Today, Legend Taliaferro was once again honored by the actions of Operation Legend, and we can thank President Trump and the work of Attorney General Barr for that great news. Thank you all very much. The president will be back here in the 5 p.m. hour.
Will the president do something about bounties on American soldiers?
Okay, I don't know if anybody heard that last question there about the bounties on American soldiers. That was pretty dishonest because, I mean, we don't know for a fact that's an actual thing. You know, they keep saying, oh, Trump has done nothing in response. Oh, yeah, well, supposedly the EU, that was part of the story, is that the EU soldiers were also being, contracts being put on them. But, you know, nobody over there ever said anything about it. I never heard of it. There was no response to Russia that anybody knows about. So, you know, I can't remember who it was. I just read an article the other day from some high-ranking military people that were saying they never heard of it until the day it broke that story. So, you know, this stuff is very questionable. Let me, I'm going to move around some windows here real quick, guys. I messed this up somehow. Well, we'll switch back over to Twitter here for just a little bit. I also want to get my, if you guys are interested in coming to Discord for, you know, any kind of discussion or anything like that, feel free to head on over there. Let me put an invite in here. See how I can do this. I'll put that over there. This is the Discord. You guys are all welcome to come over here, come into the voice chat, and you'll be live on here with me. I'll go ahead and get in here. There we go. Can you guys hear me? I'm not 100% sure you can hear me. Test. Yeah, you can hear me. All right. Yeah, I was working on getting this working right. I've really messed it up somehow because my right monitor doesn't want to show up for some reason. Yeah. Why is it showing up as that? Yeah, I'm not sure, guys. But I am in the live events room if anybody wants to come hang out. So, yeah, the number one thing that I really was annoyed about there is the fact that that reporter, and I'm going to put that in my video today. I already rendered it, but I'll redo it. She's just like, oh, what's not to understand? It's a racial thing. It's racial equality. BLM's not political. Everybody knows that. I mean, come on. And that's what my video today is about, is that they are clearly political, and they're open about that. Like, just the nerve of this person to sit there and just lie like that is just unbelievable. I'll read some comments here. Yeah, if MSM is constantly pushing it, it's more likely to be made up, from Ron Burkta. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I was saying earlier, you can basically guarantee the opposite of whatever they say. Let's see here. I'm gonna see what happens when I delete that. Sorry, guys, I gotta figure this out. Okay. There we go. All right. That's what I wanted. Oh, I don't really want you guys seeing all that stuff, though. Nothing bad in there. It's just it's like all my graphics and everything for my videos. Let's see. I kind of want to keep going down Twitter here. All right, I have no idea why why those are like connected like that. I know they're like one thing. I'm not really sure why, but whatever. All right, let's keep looking here. Let's see what we got. Well, since the press conference, there's probably gonna be some more stuff here. How many have opportunity to address the nation? Primetime speech, blah. He compromised and corrupt him, saying they're going to seek to do no. So, yeah, this is proof that the left is no stranger to conspiracy theories. Right here. I mean, this whole thing with the post office is ridiculous. None of the stuff that was going on had anything to do with, messing with the election. This was all stuff that was going on because of coronavirus, because nobody's using any of these things. But he's like, okay, we won't do any of that until after the election. But it's just funny because it wouldn't have affected it anyway. Because nobody's using them. Matt Walsh here from Daily Wire saying, as far as I can tell, CNN actually hasn't reported at all, not one story, on the former president being photographed receiving a massage from Epstein's sex slave. They haven't. In fact, he was a speaker at the DNC last night, which is why they're not talking about it. They can't. God, they're so dishonest. It's almost unbelievable. You really got to wonder, do the Democrats not see this? These Democrat people? Are they just like really brainwashed? Yeah, see, that clip's going up everywhere already. I'm going to be late to the game on that one, just because everyone's going to get it. But at 5 o'clock, everybody, check out my video. That's Eastern. What we got here? Where are all? I swear, when I'm just on here in the morning or looking at my phone, it's like nothing but ABC, CBS, CNN. But when I'm on here looking with you guys, I'm getting all the people that I follow on our side. I don't want to read that stuff. That's no fun. Let's see. Apple creates history as market value. Great. And there's our buddy Hayden Hewitt. Child sex offender has an opinion. Oh, she holds. Oh, let's look at the comments here. Like, what is she lying about? Yeah, see, when you read these, it's all CBS or any of these. It's all left-wingers on there. Attorney General William Barr announces nearly 1,500 arrests across 8 U.S. cities thus far under Operation Legend law enforcement. Nice. Reporter, is the president saying if he doesn't win election that he will not accept election results? I mean, here we go again. It's like 2016 all over. It is like 2016 all over. President always said he still has. See, here's the thing, though. It doesn't matter what happens at this point. Like, if Trump wins, the left will riot and loot and go insane and claim that he stole the election. If Trump loses, Trump will be skeptical, obviously, and the media will say, "Oh, you can't do that. It's an attack on democracy." They said the same thing in 2016, and then what have they done the last 4 years? But suggest that there's something wrong with the institution and question the election results. It's unbelievable. Alex Jones terminated our work relationship this morning. Miley Weaver. Wow. So what's going on with that? I don't really know. I got to be honest. I don't really know what's going on with that right now. Who is here? No idea. Donna Brazil. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with Miley. I mean, I know she was arrested for burglary, apparently. So, I don't know. That's weird that Alex Jones would fire her. Let's see here. The 18 million tiny cracks in the 2008 glass ceiling and the 69 million voters who came out in 2016. Politics is about addition, not subtraction. We need millions of new voters to pull Democrat ticket and now ballot candidates through the door. And who thought it would be a good idea for either Clinton to speak at the DNC? Yeah, it's so funny. Donna Brazil defending it, of course. Is anybody posting that picture? Nope. He will align with dictators around the world. I mean, You could have said that about Obama. I mean, I don't see him aligning with dictators. Where's the evidence of that? I mean, when it comes to Russia, what did we do? We gave you the UK Javelin missiles. And I understand they're not operational right now. They're basically just a threat. Like, we got them and we can use them if we want. Because they got to train on them anyway. That's probably what they're doing right now. Just having them is a considerable threat to Russia. Russia, I seriously doubt, will be moving any further into Ukraine as long as they have those. That is a game changer. So, sorry, I can't buy that. Jeez, where are all the political posts? Okay. What? Doggy Style searched for more than 700,000 times. Nice. Yeah, I know Miley was about to release a movie, guys. I know that. The Shadowgate one, which it did get released, I believe. Let's see here. I know you're not supposed to stop talking, but guys, I can't. Tim Kaine, Kamala Harris's powerful story will appeal to voters as Vice President. Andrea Mitchell. And as I like to remind people, Andrea Mitchell had nothing but good things to say about Fidel Castro when he died. Well, I won't say that. She did criticize his but he did all this great stuff. So, you know, that's who Andrea Mitchell is.
Against a private company for their direct.
They're openly discriminating against their employees. You know, any other time the media would, you know, be all over the company, but since they're discriminated against the media and the Democrats' political opposition, well, that's just fine. That's how you know they don't really mean equality when they talk about equality. What they, you know, they want payback, they want power. They constantly, you know, fantasize about their political opposition dying off and things like that. These people are just insane. Ann Reed suggests that Joe Biden should set up a Trump Crimes Commission. Right, Trump Crimes Commission. Why don't we just do that after every president? We'll just arrest our political opposition after their term is over. What crimes is she talking about? And I'm not even going to read the... Bill Clinton tears into Trump over coronavirus response. Oh, really? Bill Clinton tore into some teens. Where's that? Bill Clinton tore Trump a new one. Yeah, okay. Oh, great speech last. See, these people, they all love Clinton. It doesn't matter that he's photographed with one of the sex slaves from Epstein's, you know, sex farms or whatever. You know, Trump, Bill Clinton's photographed getting a back rub from one of them. That's no big deal. And I might have to go soon here, guys. My voice, I don't know if you can tell, but I've been not feeling great the last couple days. I had a little bit of a cold. I'm feeling a lot better today, but I'm starting to, that's the only reason I'm like drinking a Coke. Ah, Coke. Much better than Pepsi. Jill Biden defends husband's cognitive ability from Trump attacks. It's ridiculous. Is it ridiculous? Didn't he start saying lady, 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 or he sounded all funny during the convention yesterday? Oh, it's so ridiculous. And of course the media has to defend him, or she has to defend him. It's just so ridiculous. Oh yeah, here we go.
Great. God, love you. How are you?
It's ridiculous.
Hey everyone, I'm Jill Biden's husband. As you heard tonight, excuse me, you can see why she's the love of my life.
Did he say Joe Biden's husband?
His husband. I'm Jill Biden's husband.
I don't know. It sounded. It does sound. It could have been Jill, but I'm pretty sure it is Joe. I'm just now seeing this, guys.
Hey everyone, I'm Jill Biden's husband. As you heard tonight.
It definitely sounded like Joe, but it wasn't just that. I mean, the guy is so freaking weird, man. He's always saying weird shit. Come on. And I just love that the Hill. Let's see if they actually bring up any of his weirdness. It's ridiculous. Blah blah blah. He's ridiculous. Trump campaign has repeatedly sought to make Biden's mental acuity an issue. Right, the media hasn't done that to Trump for the last 4 years, right? They haven't done that. No. Democrats haven't done that. No. What? No. During the primary campaign, Biden was also hit by at least one opponent, Julian Castro, who, over his memory during a tense exchange. Yeah, so Democrats have done it. 52% believe Biden is mentally and physically up for the job of president. Well, I mean, again, if the media wasn't protecting him, it's just like Hillary. They did the same thing for her. She's freaking wigging out and like weird, constantly coughing and weird crap coming out of her mouth and falling over the stairs everywhere she goes. And the media did their best to like cover all that up and claim that it was like edited video and stuff. It's ridiculous. They pull out the same stuff for Pelosi. You know, Pelosi's constantly babbling and making no sense. And then they find one video where they slow down her speech a little bit, and they're like, "Oh, look, it's been doctored video." And so, you know, they do that just so like everybody thinks that every video they see of her is doctored. It's ridiculous. And this is what we can expect if he wins. You know, it's going to be 8 years of state-run media. Let's see what we got here in the comments. But the actual info in Shadowgate was quite interesting and worth
Thank you
watching.
very much. Our cabinet meeting, and we'll start with a prayer, please. Rick Perry.
Oh, never mind. I thought he was getting going, but it's actually just the other one ending. So yeah. Let's see what else we got here. He forgot how many grandchildren he had for the second time the other day. Yeah, from Internet God. He's constantly doing crap like that. The only place you see, look, so here's what they do. They will report that, oh, right-wing media says, and conservative media, they're saying that Biden so-and-so. And they do that because it's like they're not reporting on it, and so people don't see it. But they know that people might get on the internet and see it. So then they'll do a report and they'll say, oh, well, right-wing media pounces or something like that because, you know, you're supposed to hear them say, oh, well, it must not be legitimate then. Yeah, even though there's a video of him saying something, that's just the rationalization I need to convince myself that it's not real. You know, the left seems to work like that in a lot of different ways, just very like lacking in self-awareness and very Orwellian increasingly. I don't care. They can have the vaccine first. And you guys should definitely come and check out the Discord at some point. Hey, Harmony. Thanks for comment. It's probably not going to be going a whole lot longer. I'm actually getting kind of worn out. I was working on a video all morning so I could do this and not have to worry about finishing it. But I guess I'm not 100% better just yet. Okay, so here again. See, so this is going to be a big thing. Once again, it's just complete misdirection by the media on this. And yet it's going to become a thing now. Everyone's going to be, oh, the crazy Trump administration thinks. Yeah, so Black Lives Matter, then Blue Lives Matter. Yep. How do you sleep at night? You are a liar. Yep. Yeah, BLM isn't a hate movement using red hat symbol for the hate. They absolutely are. Sorry, guys. I gotta respond to this. Okay, so I just had to respond to that one. Oh, man. So, yeah, I'm definitely have to redo my video to include this. God, see, whenever she's asked a question, you can see her on her face, she's thinking, God, I hope. No, she's not, because this is obvious. You know, folks, this is what I'm talking about. This is how I know our side is the right side, and they are just gunning for power by any means necessary, because they claim to be against or for equality and against racism and all these things, and yet What are they doing? I mean, it's like this thing where, oh, it seems perfectly acceptable that our political opposition should be censored, but not us because it's different when we do it. I mean, and you're seeing a lot of that. Second. Yeah. It's just like it's just everything that they claim to be, and they're obviously not for white people. They obviously think that, you know, broadly judging and generalizing white people is perfectly fine, even though that's, you know, the very definition of racism. All these things they claim to be against, they are actively contradicting and telling us that they're not contradicting it to our face with a smile. And, you know, that's where gaslighting comes in. So this is all definitely a tactic. Yeah, I mean, it's obvious that BLM, the statement nobody disagrees with, obviously, but then it's attached to this organization. And then the media predictably says, oh, well, you can't possibly be against this group because Black Lives Matter. It's just such, like, vapidness. Like, are these people really this vapid? If so, then they have no business, you know, calling themselves professional journalists, because no critically thinking person thinks that, like, shallowy. I mean, come on. Oh, it's not. If I can find let's just watch this again. This exchange.
I have another question. Are there other things that the president could do in the realm of the executive action to address this problem with the Postal Service to ensure that they've got sufficient funding?
Does have Speaker needing to write
to the Emiratis at this point, and would that?
So, who's a retired chair, its own forecasts predict constituents because
ban on MAGA hats, but it appears that their policy is just a ban on political speech. It's pretty common for most companies. So why is the?
But it's not a ban on political speech. Political speech is allowed as long as it fits this these criteria, and the criteria is that it's the left wing in nature. It comes from the left.
The president retaliating against a private company for their dress code and potentially jeopardizing American jobs.
So Goodyear needs to come out and clarify their policy. There was an image.
It's a statement.
They failed to clear. Yes, I did see their statements, which still failed to clarify their policy. What happened is there was an image that was put out that showed that certain speech was acceptable, Black Lives Matter insignia, for instance, but what was not allowed was Blue Lives Matter. What was not allowed was MAGA hats. What was clearly targeted was a certain ideology. They have not denied that that image was presented at one of their facilities, and they need to come out.
Racial equality, racial justice, that is okay, but not political speech. That's pretty standard across the board right now.
But not political speech, you see? Because I agree with what's being said, and that's the end thing right now. I'm just going to baselessly not call it political speech. I mean, it's painful.
Not that unusual. Did the president even read?
It's not that unusual for. She's right about that. It's not that unusual for left-wing political speech to just run rampage over everything, and their political opposition to be demonized, censored, shadow banned, or otherwise, buried as much as possible. You're right. There's nothing unusual about that, or that our former free press is just the political arm of the Democrat Party and now the Biden campaign.
Reach out to Goodyear before you tweet.
They came out and said equity issues. As far as I'm concerned, Blue Lives Matter is an equity issue. There have been police officers across this country that have been targeted because they wear the badge.
Yep, and I'm gonna go ahead and end it there, guys, because my voice is starting to wane and I'm getting tired here. But yeah, it's just more of the same from our media, and I don't want to say a whole lot more about it because you're going to watch my video tonight at 5 p.m. Eastern, and I will talk about it more then and go into more detail. So check that out. Make sure to check out my Discord, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time. Hopefully, if there is a press conference tomorrow, I'll do that, and I will try to do the one tonight, Trump's tonight, which should be around the same time that my video comes out. So check that out tonight, and I'll see you all then. Good night.